Let's turn attention now to bring to this conversation on these issues of the meeting in Gombe State. To remind you that some of the issues discussed in that meeting were the ongoing security operations and plan for emerging threats, as well as managing ungoverned spaces. So let's bring in the president of Security Watch Africa Initiatives, Patrick Agbambu. He joins us virtually. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much.
So I want to focus majorly on some of the key issues raised at that meeting. One of them is how to manage emerging threats in the country, as well as managing ungoverned spaces. The issue of ungoverned spaces is a major one because it does seem like this gives the room for, it's almost like a hideout for criminals in the country, especially in the north. Talk to us about this and how much of an issue this is.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Really, I commend the security professionals that are in that conference. I'm actually monitoring it because we have our representative there. The ungoverned space in Nigeria has been for so many years a time bomb that today we are reaping the dividend of not taking care of those areas because it has provided sanctuary to many of these bandits, kidnappers, terrorists and insurgents, and so it's been a big problem. I'm particularly glad that attention is being paid to it now, but the military are making incursion into some of those places. But more importantly is there must be activity, because the military presence cannot be there all the time. There must be activity. Some of these ungoverned spaces have been game reserves, forestry, in the act of keeping our environment green and all that. And so we are bound to have them, but there must be activities there by monitoring there by the security professionals, and the government also must get social amenities to those areas so that these criminals will not go there and take over. For over a year, for so much years, a recent research that was released said for more than 40 years, so many of these forests and game reserves are not being attended to, and that is why we have the problem we are having today. So it's easy for them to commit the crime and run back into their sanctuary for protection. And so that is the so with the meeting going on, we hope and we believe that it will not just end with the talking. We need to see action. The army has started by taking over the Fagore forest in Kano, Aziz, stretching to Zamfara. There are so many others in Bauchi. There are so many in the southeast. So
absolutely, and we're not sure. We're not sure if we'll have the manpower to man all of these ungoverned spaces. We also need the security agents, and in towns and villages as well. But we also know that sometimes these ungoverned spaces can be used as routes from one state to another, because there was a time where someone was kidnapped from a particular state. In that state, there was I think the telecommunication services had been shut down, and calls were made from another state to the person's family for ransom. So people were wondering, how did they move from one state to another? And it does seem that these ungoverned spaces are also routes to other states. You talked about the fact that we cannot have the presence of the military officers in this area, but how can we deploy technology in terms of if we are to man these ungoverned spaces?
Yes, we can deploy technology, but you know that technology requires some essential infrastructure. Like I said earlier, government must make presence felt there. We need to have electricity or solar system that could be able to activate or power the technologies that could be installed. But like I said, when the army, what they are doing is positioning, establishing some training institutions in these forests, and with the presence of activities of training, constant training, it wards off these criminals from taking it over. Since we have such forests all around, most of the security agencies we have in this country will establish their training in those areas. In Borno State, we used to have the Goza Hills, where you have the police mobile training. Recently, in National State, the police just set up another one at another environment there, where if other services spread across, taking over these ungoverned spaces with all the infrastructure that is required, then it will be much better and well secured.
Thank you so much. We'll see how the outcome of this meeting and if things would change for the better. Thank you for talking to us, President of Security Watch Africa Initiatives, Patrick Agbambu.
Thank you very much.